What's going on, guys? It's Rise Product here, bringing you the second episode of the rotations and anchor positions. We're doing London docks today. We have the ally side again. So yeah, let's get right into the video. So for the first hill, there's not really a huge anchor position. Your AR is gonna want to sit either beer heady or fire heady, depending on the spawn. A big spot for an AR also would be on water steps. So either side of water steps doesn't really matter. You want to avoid pushing through gate as much as possible. Water spawns are going to be a big thing for this hill. So you're going to definitely want to have two people sitting water at all times. One person pushing gate is fine. You don't want to flood through gate. You're just going to get killed a bunch. So yeah, that's actually pretty much it for this hill. So let's skip to the next hill. All right, so rotating to the next hill, you're going to want to be pushing through fire and crane. You don't want to push the front. Depending on the spawn, sometimes you'll get an underground spawn right down there, and then in that case you do want to be pushing the front, and definitely everyone pushing the front. So let's say if you get like a split spawn, some people are spawning backwater right there, some people are spawning underground. You want to coordinate your push so you're all pushing the same area. But let's say you're all up and you're on the last hill. You're going to want to rotate through fire or crane. Doesn't really matter. You're going to want to trade the kill on the back box over here. Sometimes people will sit in the back corner. Some people will sit on the crane heady. Either way, trade the kill. And you really want to get aggressive whenever you're pushing the new hill. Push close. Send one to the back red bus. But ultimately just pretty much just really get aggressive on this hill. You want to get control so they don't get the underground spawn. The good spawn for them would be getting underground, so you want them to spawn backwater, and you really need to be getting aggressive on this hill to make sure that they do get the spawn that you want. As far as anchor positions go, pretty obvious. Back box, crane heady. Sometimes I'll push into fire as a sub, and I'll just lay here. I noticed that this is probably the best spot, the spot that I've had the most success on as a sub. But anyways, rotating to the next hill. This one's a little tricky, so it really depends on where the enemy team is. If the enemy team is not at the new hill yet, then you're going to want to push from the side right here. If you know that the enemy team is going to be in the new hill, you're going to want to push through middle. So you really don't want people pushing through the side, because they're just going to get killed by people on the window heady or right in the hill, and or sometimes people push lower docks and get over here, and it's just like an impossible break. So if the team is already in the hill, then you're going to want to push through middle. There's going to be like one, maybe two guys middle. Kill them, and then you can actually just jump off the stairs and then push it from this way, because this is just a way better angle to get on the person that's in the hill. Obviously, you can push their side as well, depending on the situation. If you think that you can push their side, go ahead and do it. Get a good pinch going. A lot of times when the team is in the hill, they won't really push out and get the kills. Sometimes they will. But rotating to the new hill, spawns are going to be huge here. So if you're just coming off of this hill, you're going to want to push through, try and flip the spawns as best as possible. Your ARs are going to want to be pushing L2. As a sub, I push side beer and try and get control this way. Once you have the spawns, obviously it's going to be a lot easier. Let's say you're getting the warehouse spawn. You're going to want to be pushing through the back this way. Sometimes actually you can push the front if you can get like a smoke or something. They'll be playing this head glitch here, so it's not easy pushing from the front. If you're pushing from the front, it's going to be a contest hill. You're not going to get a lot of time on it. So in my opinion, people do it differently, but in my opinion, the first rotation you want to push through coal, and then if that doesn't work, then you just push front and get a contest hill and you know, do it that way. As far as anchor positions on that hill, L2 with an AR is going to be huge, and then your sub or your second AR can play the back yellow barrel. It doesn't really matter. This map isn't really big for like you need an AR on spawns. It can be a sub. It really doesn't matter. Just whoever is closest can pretty much do that. So rotating in the next hill, you're going to want to take control. Fire control is huge. So fire control all the time on this hill. Rotate through fire. You want to have at least one or two in fire at all times, and then somebody else can push from the side over here to get the spawn. Sometimes they'll spawn right in front of you, so just be aware of that. As far as anchor positions go, on the back box is fine, and I also see sometimes a lot of ARs sitting side tin. It really just depends on where your team is spawning. If your team is spawning water, then your AR is probably going to sit lower or side tin, more like. and just watching fire ladder and then helping your team on the hill. If you're getting the top spawns, then the back box is fine. You can also sometimes come in fire and get the cross the hill here. As a sub, I'll be pushing through middle or helping the hill, whatever it is. So yeah, rotating in the next hill. Getting water control, like I said at the beginning of the video, water control is huge for the first hill. So when you're rotating, get water. Sometimes push through tin. I'm not really a fan of pushing through tin. Some people do it, it works out. But yeah, either way, that's how you're gonna want to do it. So that's gonna be it for the video. So if you like the video, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.